Hi traders, Dale Pinkert here. Jay Powell did me a favor as I've been talking about a potential turn back to the downside for one more wave in the dollar. Pretty significant break today. Failed from where it had to. Talked about being short right up around this 97.5 level. Stops over 97.80. Looking for support initially at 680 to 660. But believe that low that was just below 96 will be taken out, and that could be the very important buy in the dollar. That's going to be very critical. What happens under the 96 handle should this continue to manifest to my forecast? So, dollar had a negative day. Believe we're back lower on the week. So, potential reversal week to the downside. And with that happening, I wanted to talk about the yen because I also talked about the yen usually sells off with a weaker dollar. Although it's going to surprise you what I show for my last chart. Now, um, uh, in the dollar, I'm looking for that low to be taken out at 96, but believe that we'll put in some type of higher low in the yen. So it's going to be interesting. I'm expecting relative strength while the dollar is declining in the yen to hold up, maybe back down at that 107.60, 107.40 level. We'll see what happens when the dollar gets there. It may all culminate with an easing, kind of a sell the rumor, buy the fact on the Fed later on in the month. And wanted to wrap it with a forecast that's also manifesting. It was in TLT. I talked about the three drive to a top formation in TLT, and we actually have left what technicians would call an island top. And that occurred when we gapped up that one day at the high of the move. We gapped up. Okay, so there was a gap between the previous day's high and the high of the move. And as you see, you look at the RSI at the bottom, there was glaring divergence there. So we had that employment report Friday, and the market tried to bounce Monday, but Monday's high was lower uh, than Thursday's low. So we have a gap here. It's an island top. I've been talking about, let's see what happens if we could get back inside this wedge line. That's coming in at 130. If that happens, the next support should come in at the bottom of the wedge line. This would be the surprise of, I believe, the summer. If yields start to back up, more than just a little correction, but stoutly back up. I do believe that the yield curve will steepen. So this is part of it, and this was a classic 1, 2, 3 drives to a top, glaring divergence. You have nothing but bomb bulls, and we were in the 90s for quite some time on sentiment, 80s. Now we're starting to drop. So we'll see what this first break gives us. We'll take what the market gives us. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings, and I know where your stops are. Dale Pinkert at Forex Stop Hunter. Good hunting.